Wet does not begin to describe it. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me for this adventure in the Green Forest. As you all can tell, it is very wet today. In fact, it just got done raining and more rain is on the way. There's a stream of water just rushing down this, dripping from the trees. At times, it's even foggy. With this trip, everyone, my plans have fallen through. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. I totally wasn't paying attention to something and really messed this up. So instead of just scrapping the whole trip, I decided to come out here for a quick lunch. Anytime I come to an area that I'm going to set up camp at, even if it's for a day trip like today, I look at the landscape, I look at the trees, I look at the terrain. I make sure that I'm not in a depression. I make sure that that's not where the water's going to go. This right here is looking good. It's rather flat. All of the water is going away from it. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Then I take a look at the trees themselves and I look to see whether or not they will work with my tarp. For this trip, I brought a 10x10 tarp and I believe I can connect it to this tree and to this one, and it should work nicely. Now check this out, everyone. Watch how I go about tying this. So I'm going to use this branch here. Going to go over, go around one time. I'm going to go down to this second branch, and that's where I'm going to tie to. Because I looped around this branch and I went down, this is going to be extremely easy to untie. And it doesn't matter how windy, how intense it gets. By wrapping around this limb one time, we're diverting all of the tension to this limb. That is going to be of a great benefit when it comes time to break down this tarp, especially if the weather gets bad. I'm asked on occasion why I don't use a solid ridge line from point to point, and that's because of versatility. If you want to have the most versatile options when it comes to setting up your tarp, you tie to the individual guy lines. There's going to be plenty of times in the forest when you're out with a tarp where a straight across ridge line is not going to work. There is no such thing as a perfect setup out in the forest. That's why tying to the individual guy lines is so important. It offers versatility. Have you all noticed how dark it's getting? It's always a good idea to keep some tent stakes with you just in case. Sometimes you'll need them, sometimes not. Wow, guys, this stuff is wet, at least on the outside. What's on the inside, it will burn. Wow, that is smooth. Okay. Right there, you can actually see here just how wet this is, everyone. The wet line is just about all the way through this wood, so I'm going to stop sawing that up. But check this out. It's wet on the outside, it's dry on the inside. That's what I'm after. Ultimately, I can get all of this to burn with the help of this. This is the Silky Gomboy saw, and so far I am super impressed with this. Here in a minute, I will do some shout outs. A viewer sent this to me. My friend, thank you so much. This is my first time using this, and I really like this. For the longest time, I've used the Laplander, but I tell you, this is different. This is a whole new level. These teeth are insanely sharp. They are extremely aggressive, and it goes through this wood like it's nothing. It comes with this funky clear case. I'm not sure what to think about that. It's okay. It's just okay. Before I process this wood, I'm going to collect some small stuff. Get that out of the way, just in case it rains. I'm not sure if you all could see just how wet this is, but it is sopping wet. Luckily on the inside, it's still dry. Listen. Hear that snap? If it makes that noise, it will burn. I think it's beginning to rain, everyone. I better hurry. Okay, let's go ahead and process some of this stuff here. Again, it is soaking wet. Now what I've done is cut this for approximate size of my stove. That way I don't have to worry about busting it up later. The outside is wet, the inside is dry. That's especially true on these larger pieces. You can actually see the core on this. That's bark, and that's the inner core of the limb. There we go. Perfect. Gosh, this stuff is so wet, everyone. This stuff is so wet, I'm having to be really, really gentle here. All right. I wasn't sure about that, to be honest. Folks, this has been a battle. This stuff is so incredibly wet, but luckily this dry stuff that I processed, it's the saving grace. I've taken some of this stuff and I've placed it around the stove so that the radiant heat begins to dry it out. Nice. That, my friends, is looking good. Smelling good too. It's amazing how fast the weather can change. Over the course of the last, 45 minutes, we went from fog to sun to rain to sun. I mean, it's bright enough now to have the sunglasses on. Everything has been done, thankfully. That was a ton of work. Getting this fire going, everything here is just sopping wet. You all saw how much moisture was in that wood. So we have coffee, and we have barbecue with white barbecue sauce. Have you ever heard of white barbecue sauce before? I have not. Recently I went out of town to meet up with my son. It was his birthday. So we went down to where he has college at, and we went grocery shopping for him. Stock up his fridge, and they had white barbecue sauce. I've never seen this before, never heard of it before. I'm interested to see what it's like. So we have Carolina barbecue with white barbecue sauce. Let's see what this is like. It smells good, but it's different. I can't place it. So here we go. Oh wait. Cheers everyone, cheers. Let's try this. I have never had anything like this before. I don't even know what to compare this to. It's freaking awesome, but I just do not know. I'll flash a picture of the barbecue sauce on the screen now. Maybe you can find it in your grocery store. I like it. It's really, really different. That's how I'm going to describe this meal. Just like that. This is not something that we have in North Carolina often. This is unusual, to say the least. At least for the moment, it's a beautiful day. This is pretty funny, everyone. With this adventure here, this is not what I planned to do. Originally, I was going to do an overnight adventure. I was going to come out here and set up a new tarp that I got. So a few weeks back, it's been numerous weeks, it took a while to get this, I came across a clear tarp made from vinyl. And unfortunately, I didn't pay too close attention, right? I found a clear tarp, a 10 by 10, so I ordered it. When I placed the order, I was in a rush. I wasn't paying attention, and I messed up big time. This morning, the tarp arrived, and check this out. It weighs about 30 pounds. I kid you not. It is insanely heavy. I put it inside of my backpack, and my pack weight went over 50 pounds. So I decided that's not going to work. I'm going to use it, but for something else. It's not going to work good for a backpacking situation, but a sort of like truck camp, I think it's going to be sweet. When I saw that tarp on Amazon, I thought it said 2 mil, but it actually said 24 mil. It's insanely thick. It'll be great for the wintertime, but it's so heavy. It's so ludicrous. I messed up. That's on me. It really is. Ah, boy. Because of that, I decided just to come out here, have lunch. Plus, there was a chance for rain. Well, you all have seen how that ended up. This is a cold front that's coming through. Tonight, at my house, which is around 3,500 feet, it'll be about 49 degrees. Up here at over 6,000 feet, I don't know, it'll be about 35, something like that. Maybe even a little bit colder. Fall is here. The leaves are coming off. It's getting cooler. Let me ask you this, folks. What do you all think about the new iPhone? Namely, the emergency satellite communication feature. I think that's pretty interesting, to be honest. It's the beginning of a new era as far as cellular technology goes. More phones will have it, more carriers will have satellite features. I think T-Mobile sometime next year is offering some sort of satellite connectivity. It's very limited. You can't surf on it. I don't even think you can talk on the phone. I think it's all about sending messages. Anyways, that is extremely interesting tech. That's especially interesting for individuals like ourselves. Those who like to go into the outdoors, all of a sudden you don't have to have one of those emergency beacons. You don't have to pay those super high prices. Get those subscriptions. It's right there in your phone. That functionality is free for 2 years. After that point, who knows how much it's going to cost. And I tell you, if you invested in Garmin, I bet you that stock's not worth a whole lot right now. I bet it's gone down some. Now, just in case you're not aware of this, Apple, with their latest iPhone 14 or whatever, they have like built-in satellite communication. All you have to do is this. You take your phone, open it up, open an app. It tells you where to point it. It connects with a satellite. And from there, you can send some sort of text message in the form of an SOS. You can also send your location. You can get help to you. Basically like a spot communicator or a Garmin InReach. The thing is, it's right there in your phone, and you don't have to pay anything extra for it. At least for now. It's getting dark again. I can tell you that the forest has become silent. Every time the sun comes out, the forest comes alive. Every time it goes away, it becomes silent. While I have you all here, let's do some shout outs real quick because I have plenty. Benjamin, thank you so much for the Benjamin, thank you so much for the deep free bug spray. You are the man. I can't wait to try it. James, thank you so much for the cappuccinos. Michael and Deb, thank you so much for the coffee. I can't wait to try the dog blend. Harris, my good friend, thank you so much for the Recon sleeping pad and the collapsible military bladder. That is really interesting. Neil, thank you so much for the silky saw. I really appreciate it. It is awesome. Jean and Joyce, thank you so much for the book. I'm looking forward to reading it in the cabin. Claire, thank you so much for the strong coffee. I think I mixed your coffee in with all the others. Russ, my friend, thank you so much for the fire starter and for the MSR canister stand. And my good buddy Mike, thank you so much for the Soto stove. You are appreciated. I really appreciate your friendship, my friend. Thank you. Let's step out of the forest here and see what it looks like. Inside of the forest, it is all dark, foggy. This weather's all over the place. Sunny, cloudy, rainy, foggy, then sunny, vice versa. Lunch was so good. Man, that was tasty. Unfortunately, I have no service, so I can't check the weather. If I knew for a fact it wasn't going to rain, I would head off on this dead trail. I've mentioned before in a previous episode or two that there are dead trails in this area. Basically, a long time ago, there used to be an extensive trail network on top of this mountain. For whatever reason, those trails were diverted around the mountain. When I'm hiking off trail in the forest, every once in a while I'll come to one. But because the chance of rain is so high and I can't check the weather, I'm not going to head out on some trail. Not right now. These trails spider out all over this mountaintop, and they go to really remote areas. It's one of those things that I want to be able to do before it gets dark, and speaking of which, it's going to be getting dark soon. Right now it's about 5 o'clock, around 6:30 it starts getting dark. So I think for the rest of this adventure, I'll be just staying here, chilling with my friends. And just like that, the weather has changed again. I see blue sky above, sunshine over here. That's funny. I'll tell you what, since the sun is out, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you all so much for joining me for this trip. I really appreciate it. I cannot believe I ordered a 24 mil vinyl tarp. I thought it said 2 mil. That was a mistake on my part. 24 mil, it's about 30 pounds. Maybe in the next adventure, I'll get it out and we'll use it together. We'll see. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. More's coming up. I'll see you this Sunday with the next review and next Thursday with the next adventure. Strength and honor, everyone. Take care.
I just miss you. We were such a constellation, right? No, you'd agree. Made a reputation for ourselves at age 18. We had the devil on our shoulders telling us what we should do. I wonder if you think about me too. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside, and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you. I just miss you. Oh, I miss you. Oh, I miss you. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep. I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold